Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 8th of November 2021, and the time now is 6:16 a.m. Well, today is a video review, and the video is about what if all females disappear and what if all men disappear. All right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so firstly, after watching this video, the first feeling in my mind is, yeah, I feel like um, this video actually make me um, feel the importance of the other sex. Yeah, the video either is the first one, the female disappear, and also the man disappear. Yeah, both of the videos make me have these kind of feelings. And then yeah, so I think this is what I get. Yeah, also one thing that I get from this video, which is like to be more grateful for the other sex. And I believe that if I were a woman, and I would more or less have this kind of feeling to to be more grateful for men. So yeah, also this is a video that is something like they just assume it. They are hypothetical. So it may not be true, or maybe a few of the hypotheses in the video we may not agree. And then, but I think uh, that would not affect the feeling that I feel after watching this video, which is to be more grateful for the other sex. Yep, and then next, I would like to go into the video, involve myself in the hypothesis, and then yeah, for the female one, what if all females disappear? Yeah, I talk about this first, and then I also I pick out some of the things mentioned in the video, and firstly is about the population cut half. Yeah, and I think this is um, the fact that in the world, men and women, uh, we both stand for almost half of the population. Yeah, and then this is, I think, also kind of an interesting thing. Imagine that if, let's say today, men and women, the percentage of population is, let's say, is bigger. Uh, Maybe 60 or 70% of men, and the remaining of 30 or 40% of women. In that case, I think yeah, it will be something different. And then maybe for men, they will feel like more competitive. And then for women, maybe they will feel like more insecure. Yeah, and then the bigger the difference, and uh, the 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 more serious it is. So yeah, so I think this is it is somehow interesting to have a balance in sex, and then uh, we can have a more kind of like a harmony world. And then yeah, so this is the first thing that I pick up from the video. And the second one is that no more childbirth. Yeah, for this one, yeah, women, they are responsible for child childbirth. Yeah, I mean, only with only both sex existed, then a baby can be produced. Yep, and then but actually I did a quick search before the conversation, and then found that scientists are doing experiment, and they found that actually it is uh, possible to produce a baby without the eggs from women. And I'm not sure whether it is also possible for the opposite, which is uh, women can get pregnant without having the sperm from men. Yeah, but it seems like theoretically it is possible. So in this video, no more childbirth. I think it is also true in the short term. Yeah, but in the longer term, I think yeah, uh, childbirth will be available. I think maybe in the longer term. Yep, and then the next one I pick out is healthcare, and yeah, actually I was quite shocked that 80% of our healthcare maybe workers or the people involved in this industry are female. Yeah, this is a very high percentage. Yep. So this is also one thing that I feel grateful for. Yep. I think for childcare and then healthcare, and as well as the childcare, maybe also the kind of like the education industry, especially the preschool and then primary school. Also, the majority of the staff and the worker involved uh, will be women. Yeah, so also I'm grateful for this. And then yeah, next one is many regrets. Yeah, many regrets. I think yeah, this is also something yeah that I agree with. And then next one, which I found interesting, is men would work less. Yeah, for this one, yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe yeah, I think I agree with this because typically men and women get married and then they decided to start a family, and in that case men are responsible for the finance more. So yeah, so maybe men would work less if this happen, if females disappear. And then the next one is about the men would be sexually deprived. Yeah, I think for this one is about the is it physiology 生理的 physiological needs. Yeah. So yeah, so I think this also will be kind of like a problem for men. And then also I think maybe in the short term, uh, the pornography industry will make money. Yeah, and then but maybe after maybe a few years, they will also face problem because I'm not sure whether men will kind of like lose interest in women. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then also for the pornography industry, they will find a problem, which is maybe they couldn't. They find it hard to have new products because they couldn't find actors. And what they can do is maybe using some uh, technology, maybe doing some animation and make it like the real one, or maybe they use the deep fake technology to make videos. Yeah, something like that. And then yeah, the next one is about the homosexuality. Yeah, this one I think also is quite possible. Yeah, because when females disappear and yeah, just like I said, I'm not sure whether men will lose interest in women. Yeah, but if they do, then homosexuality is something going to happen. And then I talk about the next one, which is the female robots in 10 years. yeah, I think for this one, robots is not something that uh, impossible, and it's already something that has been produced and then exists already in the world. So I think if this really happened, and uh, I believe that uh, it will be less than 10 years, yeah, for female robots to kind of like release and then available in the market. Yep, and then the next one is the cloning. The cloning uh, developed, yeah, which is in the video is estimate 20 years for this to happen. And for this one, I have no idea whether our technology um, can reach that. And then it seems like uh, in my memory, I remember that there is already some cases which is has been done, and then about the cloning. So I think maybe uh, yeah, 20 years. I'm not sure whether it's too long or too short. Yeah, and also in the video it mentions that kind of like 80 years. After 80 years, all humans will disappear if cloning fail. Um, yeah, for this one, I think cloning is one of the way to for human to reproduce. If let's say the female disappear, and also the other way is is the one that I mentioned just now, which is like we don't need the egg from females, and then men can make it. But also one things uh, to be concerned is about the wombs. Yeah, even though we say maybe sperm can only sperm, and then maybe they combine it with some cells, and then maybe it can produce a baby. But how about the wombs? Maybe they still need some technology to uh, to to make a place for the uh, for the baby. Yeah, and then yeah. So this is the part that I would like to talk about for the first video, which is females disappear. Yep. So yeah. Do you want to talk about this, or I continue for the next one?
You may continue first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So next I am going to talk about the second video, which is all men disappear. And for this one, firstly is also the same. The population cut half, and the second one is government collapse. Yeah. For this one also is it is the true, which is for government, and then especially those with very high authority. Uh, the majority of them are men. Yeah, and we can find that female are the minority in in government. Yep, and then um, yeah, and also the next one is like the global blackout. Yeah, which is like maybe they'll have some problems with generating or operating the energy, and then because of the I think it's the workforce is majority in in men. Yep, and then there's something like the shortage of running water, and I think this is something actually not really so serious. And I think if this really happened, uh, females, women can take over the task, and they can fix it. I think yeah, that I think there is some underestimation for this, but for I think for if you look from the other purpose, the other aspect, like I said, the I feel grateful for the other sex, which they contribute in some particular industries, and if you look from this aspect, I think yeah, this is something worth to be mentioned. And then Um, yeah, and then the next one is to gain more skill. This is for women. Yeah, women will gain more skill because men disappear, and yeah, this is just not like I said, they would be able to take over the task that men did previously, but maybe just take sometimes a few weeks or few months. And then homosexuality, yeah, this is the same for uh, the first video, and then also the same like the male robots, and then yeah, so I think the rest of it is quite similar for with the first video. So yeah, these are, I think these are my sharing today.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, I have a question, which is if okay, in terms of reproduction and in terms of sustainability,
Mm.
okay, and which gender die or which gender survive will have higher sustainability in human.
Oh, um, okay. I just want to make I just want to get myself understood for your question. Is it something like um, which gender disappear and then humans that the remaining of the humans will have higher chance to survive? Is
Yeah,
it like that? Okay.
yeah.
Um, I think maybe is men will have higher chance to survive
So
than
you
women.
uh, so you means women disappear and men will have higher chance to survive.
Yeah.
Why?
Because currently many of the important tasks uh, are done by men, so maybe they can like they can they feel maybe because many of the important uh, industry, for example, the scientists, uh, I think the majority of the scientists are men. I mean, men more than women, and also for other industry, which is important, is also done by men. So I think it will be easier for men to survive.
Mm.
Yeah, and also maybe something like the food supply. Yeah, something like that.
Mm. Okay, and how about the reproduction? Do you really think one gender cannot reproduce without another sex?
Um, yeah, I think it is possible. Just like the research I did, it is possible for both. I think for both gender.
Mm.
Yeah, and I believe that they have uh some initial or some basic ideas how to make it theoretically. Maybe it's just to maybe they need more experiments and more trial and errors.
Mm. Okay, I talk something that I found from my research. Okay,
Oh, okay.
this is about the human reproduction and what if human die? What if women die? What if all women die? And can the can the man, can the remaining humans, which is the man, reproduce? And answer is yes, because uh, in order to give birth, you need a sperm and also you need a womb. So, but men don't have the womb,
Mm,
and but men can kind of like do some operation, do some surgery, and kind of like put the uterus and ovaries, which is the womb, the part of
mm,
the womb inside. inside the man body. So, and one of the terms you may familiar, which is transgender men. Yeah, transgender means bio initially biological it is a man, but he decided to change their gender, become women, and uh, not only the appearance, but biologically. Yeah, so they cut their penis, cut their dick,
Yeah.
and then like kind of do some operations, do some surgery and install the uterus and ovaries inside their bodies. So they become transgender men, and transgender men can get pregnant. Mm. And how about the egg? Yeah, because yeah, right. You can kind of like install the womb inside your body, but can these transgender men produce egg? Is a question, but I found the answer, which is about the eggs is about the hormones. So if you change the hormones, you stop injecting the testosterone, and you start to inject some uh I don't know the chemical terms. I don't know the actual name of the hormones, but you inside some like kind of like the female hormones inside your body, and it can change. And you also can see some transgender, they they kind of like have, have the bull, yeah, have the bull. So this is also because of the hormones. Yeah, they inject some female hormones so they can like uh get a natural bull. Yeah. So without women, men still can reproduce. Yeah. Yeah. So this is when women die. And how about the another side, which is when men die?
Yeah.
So women survive. Can women get pregnant? Okay, the first thing is women cannot get pregnant without sperm. Yeah. And also another research I found, uh, which is uh applicable for which is inapplicable for all women, for men and women, which is can men reproduce? Can can men make another animal reproduce? Make another species, give birth, give birth a baby, give birth a child, or can women get pregnant by animal, by other species? The answer is no, because of the DNA. Yeah, the sequence of the DNA is different. So women cannot get pregnant by other animal, and men also unlikely, although it is possible but unlikely, and the death rate is very very high, and then maybe you give birth a monster, and so yeah, so this is not possible. It's not possible for human to use this kind of technique to reproduce the next generation. Yeah. So you cannot get other species involved, even like monkey or some other like some other monkey species. Okay. And so the first thing is women cannot get pregnant without man's sperm, without human sperm. Okay. And but another thing, which is human sperm still can be kept and retrieved not more than 48 hours after the man died. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So if suddenly all the men die, and the female scientists uh, will start to do some decisions, and some female will kind of like become the temporary governments, and they'll pass a law which is try to retrieve and try to try to keep as the man's sperm as much as possible, the dead man's sperm as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So within the 48 hours, you can see the hospital is running up, and we don't care other patient, we don't care other uh, other other people need surgery or need some other operation.
Yeah.
Because this is in the human the whole species emergency. Yeah,
Mhm.
we kind of like keep as much as sperm as possible.
Yeah.
So for the next generation, we can reproduce male and we can also reproduce the female. Yeah, although the whole population cut half, but human can reproduce back. Yeah, in next
Yeah.
generation. And it also same as the man. When women die, yeah, and when transgender men can give birth, and after few generation, and perhaps we can grow back to the same level of world population if 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 they really want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the thing which is and I did another research which is, can women produce sperm? Yeah, because you see, women cannot get pregnant without sperm,
Yeah.
but can women produce sperm? Yeah, so this is also an interesting question. And yes, the answer is yes. And but it is still in experiments uh phase. It is still in, yeah. So but theoretically it can it can. And why? And through what technology? And through one of the technology that we read from E2B disease. You
Oh.
want to make a guess?
Stem cells.
Yeah, it's stem cell, correct. Yeah. And man or woman can create the egg and sperm from their own stem cell. So that means they can have their own biological child. For example, the lesbians or the gay couple or uh, a lesbian couple, they can have their biological child. Mm. If they use their own stem cell to create the egg or sperm, and use use their partners opposite opposite component, which is which is the sperm of eggs. Yeah, so they can have their own biological child. And this technology also can apply on on human reproduction. Yeah, yeah. So if one of the gender die, this technology also can help to reproduce. Yeah. So in terms of the human reproduction, I'm not really worried about that. Yeah. And another thing which is, if we look at some statistic, which is this is called the STEM, the STEM, uh, the STEM, the SE, the STEM stand for the science, technology, and E. Let me check. E is engineering, and M is mathematics. Yeah, which is uh, four of them is the most important uh science. Yeah, four of them is the most important science, or I should say a most important subject in human, no matter in history or no matter in nowadays.
Yeah.
Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Yeah. And we, if we, sorry, if we look at the male and female ratio, okay, the good news is, uh, in some developed country, uh, the ratio which the male to female ratio getting lower, or I should change the sentence. Yeah,
Mm.
which is the female to male ratio increase.
Oh,
So it
the
is a
gap
good news. Yeah.
decrease.
What?
The gap reduce, right?
Yeah, the gap reduced. Yeah. So there are more female scientists, there are more female technologies, mathematics, uh, engineer.
Mm.
So mathematicians. Okay, and yeah, so this is a good news, but the gap is still big in most of the uh, developing country. And even though for some developed country, uh, okay, most of the most of the gaps they come from the engineering, uh, technology, and mathematics. Yeah, science. Uh, there are more and more. There are more and more female scientists. Yeah,
Mm.
but if you talk about the mathematicians and engineer, women still still less involved in this industry.
Mm.
Mm, yeah, yeah. So if we talk about mm, if we talk about which gender survive and the human can bounce back to kind of like to current uh uh
Yeah, is it something like a more stable situation?
yeah, but this is not the vocab I'm trying to say. This is what I want to say is the 繁华. Okay, okay. I could use the flourish. Okay, or maybe the 繁荣. Yeah. Okay. I should use the 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 prosperity. Yeah.
Mm.
Go back to current prosperities, and um, which gender survive uh, can uh, can use shorter time to grow back to our current prosperity. And of course, this is male. Yeah, if male survive, we can grow back to the same level of prosperities
Mm.
faster because of the STEM, STEM. Mm. But it's just about the matter of time. Yeah, women can also do that. If all the men die and women survive, women can also do that. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my sharing for today.
Mm. Yep. Right. And then actually there is one other part to also um maybe add in just now I didn't mention, which is the mental part. And yeah, if one either is male or female disappear, it will also more or less cause many mental distress. Yeah, some problem like that. And uh, even though I think people still can kind of like get over it over times. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So Um, oh, also, just now, you also mentioned that maybe if this really happened and if men disappear and then maybe people would try uh, to to keep the man's sperm. And yeah, I believe that currently we do have something called the sperm bank, right? Which
Yeah.
people uh, they deposit their sperm into a place just like to keep their what's that, the embel umbilical cord. Yeah, I think it's just the maybe it's kind of the similar technology just to keep them to refrigerated and store them for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so I think yeah, also that's all for my sharing.
Okay, so that's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like, subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.